Hello, everybody. So I wanted to come on here and I wanted to say thank you to everybody who sent me a birthday message, to everybody on, especially Facebook. I got a lot of Facebook birthday requests and thank yous, and people are just wishing me everything. And I just wanted to come on here and tell you guys a little bit about how my year has been. So my birthday was December 8th, and to tell you something, I was getting birthday wishes on the 8th. I was getting birthday wishes on the 9th, on the 10th, on the 11th. I was just getting birthday wishes all over the place. Um, I got a light. This one, it's, and I'm not sure how well it's working. So I'm gonna play around with it and see where it works best. It looks like this is kind of working. Um, but I wanted to say thank you to everybody, and then I wanted to talk a little bit about my year. So for this year of life, I have been running my own business. In 2020, I was working for an agency. I'm a therapist, and so in 2020, I was working for an agency, and when I was as I was working for that agency, one of the things that they had us doing was going directly to the client's home and working with them in that way. And so I knew that when 2021 hit, because when COVID was there, everybody was very cautious. Even the agency was like, no, you're not going to go into people's homes and different things like that. Um, and I really appreciated that. But I knew that when 2021 hit, that they were going to start requiring us to go into people's homes again, and I didn't. And I knew that they were gonna ask us to start doing that way before I was prepared to do it. So what I did was decide to start my own private practice. Now I had a lot of help from friends, and then just researching things on my own to see where to get started. And so I got started with my private practice. Um, I actually started looking into private practice things and sending in all of the paperwork. To start a business, you have to, get your DBA and all of those things. I had started getting all that stuff in August of 2020 because I already knew ahead of time that I wouldn't be ready to go back when the agency was asking people to, would start asking people to start going back in. Um, and so I started my private practice. I have learned so many things over this year of life with just, when you open your business, especially in the anything that has to do with medical or mental health, there's insurance involved. So there's making the choice on whether you want to take insurance or not take insurance, if that would be something that you want to do as a professional. And then there is choosing what platforms you want to be on, and learning about marketing, because that was another big one. It's like learning about marketing and things like that. So I've had to learn about marketing this year. And then there is the screenings and all of those different things involved, what platforms you're going to use so that you can be HIPAA compliant. I mean, there's just so many things that were involved in starting this private practice. And I am really glad that I did start it, because I'm the type of person who absolutely loves learning. I love learning and things like that. And when I started this private practice, it was all about learning. There was a steep learning curve. When I say steep, I mean steep. There was a steep learning curve. And so going through this private practice, learning all of these things, I have learned that I have become stronger and I have become more confident in myself as a person. Which confidence is something that I've always been looking for. It's something that I have always, been shy of, and wondering how confident I am, and and things like that. And I have learned that I have some mad confidence, and I am really proud of myself for that. As I go into this new year of life, there are some goals and plans that I have set. So when I started my private practice, you know how everybody says that you should start with a business plan and you should do all of this stuff. Well, I didn't start with a business plan. I just didn't. And so for this December and moving forward, I am working on a business plan. I'm working on specialization. I'm working on all of those different things. And I actually do feel that it was a good thing for me to just jump in and then start working on this business plan now, because I know so much more about where I want to be and what I want to do in the upcoming years. And so this is so in August, that made me 1 year, well, that was the 1 year anniversary for my business. And so I can't wait to get into this new year and this new year of life. So just for a personal life, I really want to put forth the effort to travel. I really want to put forth the effort to travel. I have not traveled much throughout my life. And so this year, 2022, that's coming up, I want to put forth effort to travel. Now, I have a family in many, many different states. And so my thought is to just start with family. I have an aunt in Chicago. I have my two sisters in Maryland. I have my brother in Buffalo, New York. Um, where else do I have family? Or I know people. I know people. I have family in Virginia. I know people in Virginia. Um, just here in the Texas area, I know people in Dallas. I know people in Austin. I know people in where's that? In Belton, in Georgetown, in where else? I'm trying to think. But anyway, I have lots of places that I could travel to. And so in 2022, that is going to be my goal, is to get some traveling in, get some fun in. That obviously means, since I'm a small business owner, that I have to get to a good place in my small business. Because when you're a small business owner, you don't, you have to create your own PTO system and all of that stuff, your own sick day system, PTO system, and all of those things. So I'm definitely going to be creating that stuff so that when the time comes for me to travel, that I'm able to do that. Now I'm going to try to see if I can travel during the off season, and so that's probably going to be not until August, when all of the families are off the road and all the kids are back into school. But it has been a really, really good year of life, just learning about myself. What are some things that I learned this year that was stimulating to my intellect? Let's see. Um, I took a small dive, not a deep dive, but a small dive into Native American culture and what is going on today in Native American culture and mental health. And that was really interesting to see. What else have I explored? Um, so um, on my 2019 vision board, I had written that I wanted to increase my spirituality. And I worked on that a lot this year in 2021. In 2020, I worked on it and then I built off of it in 2021. What else have I done in 2021? I really solidified my intermittent fasting goals. I hadn't quite put intermittent fasting in 2020. I had started doing intermittent fasting in 2020, towards the end of 2020, but in 2021, I really nailed it down. And so I do the 16-8, where I fast for 16 hours and then I eat over an 8-hour span. I actually don't eat over an 8 hour span when I think about it, because I usually start eating at 1 o'clock. So I don't eat breakfast. I eat usually at 1 o'clock, and then by 6, or well, there are some times where at 7 or that 8 o'clock I have to eat dinner because I get off late. But that's like once or twice during the week that I get off that late. So I usually eat in a 5 to 6 hour window. Um, but I usually like to be done, like no food at all by 8 p.m. Now, intermittent fasting for me is a lifestyle. And so I don't necessarily, put any huge restrictions on myself. So let's say something's happening at 8 o'clock where everybody's gathering together. Like just the other night, I went to a Christmas party, and food was served after 8 o'clock. So I didn't say, "Oh, I'm not going to eat because I'm intermittent fasting." I ate because I know for the rest of the week I'm not going to be doing that. Intermittent fasting has helped me personally because I have irritable bowel syndrome. I have IBS, and it has helped me because, and my idea of why it has helped me, and I've done a little bit of reading, but it's that like it gives my stomach that ability to rest without food. So it gives my stomach the ability to rest, and that's why I have experienced a lot less issues. Now, when I eat after 8, I do, start noticing all of those symptoms that I was, kind of iffy about. And so when I started doing my intermittent fasting and things like that, I started noticing a lot of those symptoms just being relieved, um, and just getting that chance to enjoy myself, and not focus on gas pains or, just feeling that irritation in my stomach and cramping and all of that stuff. So intermittent fasting has really helped me a lot when it comes to just feeling good in my digestive area, and so I'm really glad for that. What else have I learned this year? This year, oh, so it's more, I guess, November, December is when I really started solidifying what I want to specialize in as a therapist. So as a therapist, you don't necessarily have to specialize in anything specific, but it is really good to grow in one area. I have done a lot of CBT work. I love working with a wide variety as far as just population is concerned. And so as I think about specialization, in my um, the way I'm going to approach it is I'm not going to say I won't ever work with these group of people. I just want to be more knowledgeable in one group of people. And what I'm coming to the conclusion in working with is maternal health. Um, but I like the idea. I've been playing with this idea over time of working with people over the lifespan. And I don't know how this is going to work specifically, but I would really like to work with maternal health and seeing the family through newborn all the way to adulthood. Now, I don't know how possible that is. Like I said, I've been kind of spinning this idea around, and I would have to kind of look into it because with therapy, there's a lot of, as a therapist, there are a lot of ethics and different things that you have to kind of be aware of, and so I don't know how it would work, but I want to work with maternal health because I believe that when you give the maternal health and family, so I believe that dads are just as important. So paternal health and maternal health, I think, are things that are extremely important. Hold on. So maternal health and paternal health. I think are things that are really, really important. And so my ideas are to meet, when somebody has a newborn, so it's almost like a postpartum doula. um, I'm going to be looking into that training in the new year, but with the emphasis on postpartum depression. So CBT and postpartum depression. Um, and so working with the mothers with postpartum depression, and then working with fathers, and giving them the support that they need as well. Because I think that, if fathers get the support that they need, then they will feel more equipped to help their families, to help their wives, and to be confident in the raising of their children and things like that. So I want to work with the whole family when there's a new baby and things like that. Now, that's not to say, if an adult calls me, or, teens, families call me for their teens, that I'm going to say, no, I can't work with you. I am still going to work with them, because I believe it's good to work with a wide variety of people, especially when you're doing therapy. Um, I believe it is good to work with a wide variety of people, just so that you can not burn out easily. And then there's compassion fatigue, and there are all those things that happen. And I think that if you work with a wide variety of people, that you won't experience, so much of that issue and things like that. So for this year of life, that's how I'm concluding my year, is with the idea of what I want to specialize in. And again, I'm going to work with all populations, but I think that if you give a young family that chance, of education, which can be involved, which can involve the developmental stages that the baby's going to go through, the care for the new mother, the education for the new father, the young father, just working with everybody, and letting them know that they're doing a good job, giving them the tools that they need, because each family is going to be different, as the years have gone by. Fathers have been able to take off work and things like that, and spend some time with the family. But when they go back to work and the mother is still at home, there are things there's a shift there that happens. And so there needs to be extra support. And that's where I think it comes in, where people talk about the village. And that's, I want to be a part of the village. I want to be a part of people's villages when they have a new child, and just work with that maternal mental health and that paternal mental health. I have to look and see if paternal mental health is a thing. That's something that I still have to kind of look in. It's easy to find things about maternal health, but not paternal health. So I have to look into that. But anyway, so for going into 2020, I'll be looking at maternal health, paternal health, families as a whole, improving my business, especially with like advertising and forming relationships in the community. And then just for my personal life, I want to do a lot more traveling. I want to meet new people, all those different things. So thank you for watching this. Thank you for listening. In the comments, let me know what your plans are for your career, what your plans are for your personal life, what areas do you want more growth in, and all of those different things. So I will talk to you all later. Thank you again for joining me for this live. If you're watching the recording of this, please do leave me a comment, because I would like to hear more from all of you. All right. Thank you guys so much. Bye.